fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. In the early days of the western United States, many of the outlaw bands that roamed the frontier became so powerful that they seized the lands and cattle of the honest ranchers and then openly defied the law. It was not until the masked rider of the plains started his great fight for justice that peace and security were brought to the new territory. Without his strength and courage, his daring and resourcefulness, the winning of the West might never have been accomplished. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! We're heading for town. There's going to be trouble. Hail, Silver! Away!
Harvey Eldridge, the owner of the Last Chance Cafe, stood at the end of the bar and watched the crowd of customers that filled the place. Beside him was Jack McGowan, the deputy sheriff of Mason County. Harvey smiled as he turned to his companion.
It won't be long now, Jack.
Shouldn't be. Only takes about 3 hours to get back from Durango.
Of course, he might have stayed overnight.
He never does. My bet is that he got home about half an hour ago.
And half an hour from the ranch into town means that he'll be walking in the door any minute.
Yeah, but he won't stay long at the ranch. The inside of it's a wreck.
He'll put two and two together and add too fast. You all set?
All set.
Good. Here he is.
Where's Eldridge?
Better ease your gun out of the holster a little.
He isn't armed.
Where is he? Answer me.
I don't want him to lay his hands on me. He could break my neck in a minute.
Yeah, there you are. Where's my brother?
What are you talking about?
My kid brother.
He hasn't been here tonight.
Of course he ain't. A gang of crooks you got working for you broke into my place and either captured him or killed him. Which is it?
You're loco.
He's gone. There was a fight.
I don't know anything about it.
Tell me what you've done with him or I'll break you in two.
Last man there by the door.
He shot the gun right out of Jack's hand. What happened?
Let that gun stay where it is, McGowan.
My hand.
He's masked. What of your crooks, Eldridge?
I never saw him before in my
You
life.
can't stop me
Don't
from...
take another step toward Eldridge, Scott. You're getting out of here and fast.
Not till I find out what they've done with the kid.
This was a trap. They meant to kill you.
You mean McGowan?
If you don't come with me, you'll never leave this place alive. Now, don't argue about it. Hurry up.
You sure got a convincing way with you, mister.
There's one thing certain. You'll never find your brother if you die tonight.
I'm with you, masked man.
The rest of you, don't move and don't try to follow us. Out the door, Scott.
Yeah. Who are you, anyway?
That can wait until later. Get into your saddle.
Where you taking me?
Back to your ranch. Ready, Tonto?
Hunter ready.
Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
Horse called Silver, and your name is Tonto, Engine.
Ah,
Well, that's enough for me. Masked man, you're the Lone Ranger.
that's right.
We saw the men who broke into your house, Scott.
You did.
That's why we waited for you and followed you into town. Eldridge wanted you to start a fight in the cafe. He had it all arranged with McGowan to shoot you.
Well, I'm much obliged for getting me out of there. What about my young brother Andy? What'd they do to him? Did they take him with them?
He
Or...
wasn't at the ranch when they broke in.
Huh?
The moon was just as bright then as it is now. Your brother didn't ride away with him.
Then where is he?
That's what we'll have to find out.
Well, Eldridge owns a Circle E spread to the south. We could ride over there.
You're going to keep out of this for a while, Scott. Eldridge is still looking for a chance to get you out of the way.
Sure, he'd like nothing better. He's after my land.
And as long as the sheriff's sick and McGowan's in charge, he'll have the law on his side.
Fine hombre to be wearing a deputy's badge. He'd do anything for a little money.
You play safe, though. He won't step outside the law. McGowan intends to be the next sheriff, and he won't take any chances.
I guess I'd better start wearing a gun.
No, Scott. Everyone in the county knows you don't. It's the best protection you can have for the time being.
You look, Kemosabe.
What, Tonto?
Front of ranch house.
A buckboard.
Yeah, that don't belong to me.
I thought it might mean that your brother Andy had come home.
Not unless he borrowed it. Why would he do that?
Now, we're going inside with you. Come on, Silver.
Hit it,
Up,
man. Hit it. Door's open. Did I leave it that way?
We weren't close enough to tell.
There's no light, but there must be somebody inside.
You're right. I've been waiting for you.
Well, a woman.
Yeah, an old woman. You don't need your guns for me.
There's a lamp on the table, Tonto.
Tonto light it.
What brings you here, ma'am?
Rustlers, maybe killers. I haven't made up my mind about that yet.
I'm Ed Scott. This is my ranch.
Then you're the hombre I want to talk to.
Here, lamp.
A masked man and an Injun. So that's the kind of friends you got. You are a crook.
Crook?
Don't try to tell me you bought that cattle.
What cattle?
I took a look out on your range before I drove up here. You got about 50 head of my cows down by the creek.
I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am.
You buy any cattle recent?
Nope.
So they were stolen. All right. I'm not going to the law yet. If you can tell me where Larry is, that's all I care about. But if you've done anything to him,
Just a moment. Would you mind telling us who you are, ma'am?
I'm Mariah Daniels, and I'm looking for my son.
You don't live around here.
I own the Lazy D over by Ransom Pass.
That's a long way.
It sure is.
What makes you think your son is in this part of the country?
Left home about a month ago, driving 200 head of prize beef. Figured to sell 'em in sagebrush.
Have you seen anything of him, Scott?
Well, I don't know. There was a young fella hanging out in a cafe a couple of weeks back.
Can you describe him?
Oh, about 21 or 2, 6 feet tall. Good-looking kid.
Light curly hair?
Yeah, he was playing a lot of faro with Eldridge.
Didn't he mention his name?
Not to me.
You're covering up. How'd you get that cattle if you knew so little about him?
Ma'am, if there's 50 head with the Lazy D brand on them down by my creek, Well, I don't know how they got there, that's all. I never bought them and I never rustled
That
them.
story won't help you much with the sheriff.
You can't accuse me of
Wait.
taking...
Mrs. Daniels, Scott described your son, didn't he?
Close enough.
It might interest you to know that Scott's younger brother disappeared tonight.
What's that?
This man Eldridge, who owns a cafe in Sagebrush, has been trying to buy Scott's ranch. Now he's trying to force him to sell.
What's that got to do with me?
It may have a great deal to do with your son. He's disappeared, and so has Andy Scott.
You don't mean he's been killed?
We have no reason to think that. But I believe the two cases are tied up together in some way.
What about my cattle?
I'm coming to that. It's possible that Eldridge bought the whole 200 head from your son.
Then Larry would have come straight home.
He's young, Mrs. Daniels. A boy can't always be depended on to do the wise thing.
Say, you mean that Eldridge bought the Lazy D cows and then drove part of them over here so I'd be accused of rustling?
Or of murder.
Huh?
No, masked man.
I didn't mean to alarm you, Mrs. Daniels, but that's exactly what you accused Scott of a minute ago. Rustling and murder. He'd find it hard to prove his innocence if you went to the sheriff.
To McGowan, you mean? I'll say I would.
You don't talk like a crook, masked man. I got a feeling you're trying to help me.
Sure he is. Just like he's trying to help me. Why, that's the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.
That's right.
Oh, then my prayers have been answered. If anybody can find Larry, it's you.
We've only started to find out what's going on, Mrs. Daniels. But if we can upset Eldridge's plans tonight, it may lead to something.
To Larry?
And to Andy?
Perhaps. Right now, Tonto and I are going to drive the Lazy D cattle onto the Circle E range. You'll stay here tonight, Mrs. Daniels. In the morning, you'll drive your buckboard south. That will change your story when you talk to McGowan.
I understand. It'll be Eldridge I'll accuse.
Exactly. Come on, Tonto.
You want me to ride with him, Ace, man?
No, Scott. You stay here. See that nothing happens to Mrs. Daniels.
You want me to ride into town with her tomorrow?
That won't be necessary. After she's talked with the sheriff, tell her to get a room at the hotel.
Sure thing. Well, won't you be coming back here?
Not tonight. You won't see us again until Eldridge makes his next move.
With Andy and Larry.
We'll be looking for them. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'll have to ask you to leave. The Last Chance is no place for a lady.
Your deputy sheriff seems to be making his office here. I'm not leaving till I talk with him.
You looking for me?
If that badge reads the way I think it does.
What do you want?
I want you to arrest a man named Eldridge.
Arrest?
What? Why, this is Harvey Eldridge right here, ma'am. What's your charge against him?
He owns a Circle E?
I do.
Well, I'm Mariah Daniels. You've stolen my cattle and you've killed my son.
You're loco.
Easy, Jack. What makes you say that?
I found the cows on your range, and I can't find my son anywhere.
You can't hold me responsible for that. As for the cattle, I bought them.
He's got to prove that, Sheriff. I'm not withdrawing my charge until I see a bill of sale.
Well, I have one.
Sure he has.
Of course, I'll have to ride out to my ranch to get it. But the other charge is more serious. If the lady thinks something's happened to her son, you'll have to investigate, Jack.
Yeah, that's what I aim to do.
His name is Larry, isn't it?
You guessed it.
Well, he hasn't been around here for close to 2 weeks. I thought he'd gone home.
Well, he didn't.
Don't you worry about it, ma'am. We'll find him for you.
Yeah, we'll find him for you. Dead or alive.
Someone at the window. Might be the masked man. It's dark out. Can't see. Larry!
Hello, Ma.
My boy! Where have you been?
I can't tell you, Ma. I can't tell you anything. Not yet.
At least you're alive.
Yeah, but I took an awful chance at coming here tonight. I heard you were looking for me, so I had to warn you.
About what?
Get out of here, Ma. Get out of here just as fast as you can and go home.
What about you?
Well, I'm mixed up in something I gotta see through to the finish. It won't take much longer. I'll be back in the Lazy D in less than a week, and I'll bring the money for the cattle with me.
You haven't got it now?
Not exactly.
Oh, Larry, what's going on? You're in trouble of some kind.
I'll be all right. Only I can't be seen talking to you.
How can you expect me to leave when you're in danger?
I'm not. Honest, I'm not.
Oh, you can't fool me. There's a look in your eyes. You're afraid.
I'm just nervous, that's all. And I can't stay here much longer. Please, Ma. Please go home.
Not unless you tell me what you're mixed up in.
What good would that do? You'll be a lot better off if you don't know anything.
Larry, the Lone Ranger's camped near town. If you need any help, he'll give it to you. Why don't you ride
Where?
out to Ed Scott's ranch? The masked man will show up there sooner or later.
I can't. That's the last place in the world for me.
Larry, you didn't have anything to do with his brother disappearing.
Good night, Ma. I gotta hightail out of here.
Son.
Go home, Ma. That's all I can tell you. It'll be hard enough explaining why I left the ranch. If you see me in town, I'll never be able to do it. It's Black here, just where I left him. Only Ma'd leave.
Hello, Larry.
Harv.
Didn't expect to find you here. You gave me your word.
Sure, I'm still playing the game with you.
You seen your ma?
Why,
Yeah. What's more, you talked to her.
But I didn't say anything. I just asked her to go home. If she does everything, it'll be all right.
You fool. We wanted her to think you were dead. There's only one way now.
No,
It's your own fault. You had a chance and you didn't
Reach for the sky, Eldridge.
Oh, what did I...
You're covered. Get mounted, Larry.
A masked man. You must be...
Hurry up.
Yeah.
I'll just take your gun, Eldridge.
You're asking for trouble,
I
mister.
don't have to ask with you around. All right, Larry.
Get up, Blackie.
Hi, Silver! Hi! The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
Now to continue our story. The masked man and Larry Daniels raced out of town and across the plain. It was a long ride from Sagebrush to the Lone Ranger's camp, but they made it in less than half an hour. Then, as they sat beside the campfire, the young cowboy told his story.
Eldridge bought the cattle all right, but then I lost every cent of the money he paid me.
You lost it to Eldridge playing faro.
Yeah. I couldn't go home, so when he suggested a way I could earn it back, I jumped at the chance.
What was the suggestion?
It was a business deal, sort of.
Did it have anything to do with Scott's ranch?
Well, yeah.
You were going to help Eldridge frame Scott for your death.
Well, they just wanted to get him into trouble, so he'd need ready cash. All I had to do was hold up at the Circle E for a couple of weeks.
But you didn't expect your mother to follow you here.
No. All I thought she'd do would be to write a letter. And McGowan was all set to find Lazy D cows on Scott's land.
Scott would be arrested.
That's it. I didn't get any word from her last night, though. Eldridge decided to try something else.
Wreck the Scott ranch, make Scott believe his brother had been killed, and then kill him when he tried to get even.
Yeah. Only
what?
They captured Andy while he was riding through Wishbone Canyon.
Yes?
They took him to the Circle E, but he tried to get away. Andy Scott is dead.
Oh. Tonto afraid of that.
Yes, Tonto, so was I. We saw you around the Circle E last night, Larry, but we couldn't find any trace of Andy.
It was Eldridge did it.
Why haven't you gone to the sheriff with what you know?
What'd you expect him to do? Don't even get out of his house anymore. You just turned the case over to McGowan. That means Eldridge would be safe.
Not if the honest men in town knew he was a murderer.
I'm a stranger around here. They wouldn't take my word for it.
Ed Scott would.
He hasn't got a chance against that gang.
He hasn't had any facts to work on.
Well, I meant to tell the sheriff sometime, but there's my money.
You'll have to forget about that, Larry.
Ma needs it.
She'd be the first one to tell you to play the game straight.
Yeah, I guess maybe you're right.
We're riding south to the Scott Ranch. You're going to tell him everything you've told me. Then we're all heading for the sheriff's.
For town?
Yes. It wouldn't surprise me if he made Scott his deputy in McGowan's place. That's what I'm going to ask him to do.
Say, then we'd have a chance against him.
It's our only chance.
You want Tonto ride with you?
I think you'd better. Let's go.
What's the use of stopping at the sheriff's house? I'm riding on to the cafe.
Don't forget, you have no guns.
I don't know what you were up to when you made me get them and hand them over.
You didn't, Scott. You won't get them back until you're wearing a deputy's badge.
Eldridge killed my brother.
And until you pay the penalty the law demands. Here we are. I'll go in first. Get the horses around the corner of the house so they can't be seen from the cafe.
Get him up, Scout. Come on, Silver.
Close to midnight. He'd be asleep. That's strange. It's open. Sheriff. Chair turned over. Better have a little more light. There's the lamp. Everything else in place. That must be the door to his bedroom. He can't have left the house. Sheriff. Otto, come in here as fast as you can.
You all right now?
Yeah. So Eldridge killed your brother, Scott.
The boy here saw him.
And McGowan tried to do the same for me.
Are you sure of that?
I woke up. The moonlight caught his badge. Then the knife flashed. I turned just a little, and it caught me in the shoulder. I heard him throw the knife on the floor and then walk out. Fast. That's all I remember until you got here, Masked Man.
Don't try to talk.
I wish I was well and could go after the crooks myself.
You can appoint Scott your deputy. We'll raise a posse and round them up for you.
Good. You can wear my badge, Scott.
Where is it?
On my coat, hanging on the wall.
No, it isn't.
McGowan, he must have taken it.
Don't you have a deputy's badge around?
Yeah. Table drawer. Living room. Go to it, boys. Bring 'em in.
Well, we'll leave the horses here in back of the cafe.
Going inside by the back door.
We'll take a look in the window first.
Dirty skunks, leaving my knife on the floor. If the sheriff had died, they'd have got me for murder.
Quiet, Larry.
Yeah, if they're inside, we don't want them to hear us. Not yet. There's only 4 of us. Eldridge got about 20 men all told, but he...
You haven't got your guns yet, Scott.
What's the deputy sheriff without guns?
And you won't get them until the odds are a little more even. This is far enough.
Yeah, we can see the whole room from here.
I don't see Eldridge.
No McGowan.
How about the men who work on the Circle E?
Not one of them.
Out at the ranch, then. Do you know most of the men inside, Ed?
Why, yeah, most of them.
Then you can raise your posse right here. Come on.
And that's the kind of crooks they are. What are we going to do about it? The sheriff just made me deputy in McGowan's place. Will you follow me and the Lone Ranger out to the ranch and round them up? And get into your saddles pronto. We'll have them in jail by morning.
Better dismount here, Scott. That's the bunkhouse just ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Here are your guns. Now surround the place before you open fire. That will give Tonto and me time to reach the ranch house.
You two going on alone?
All your men will be needed here, but we'll see that Eldridge and McGowan don't get away.
Close to sunrise. I may see you ride up.
We'll take that chance.
Leave your horses here, men. Surround the bunkhouse before you open fire.
Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
Haven't got a chance in there. Surrender or we'll smoke you out.
What about the masked man?
I saw him in the engine just before we opened fire. They're on the porch ready to go inside.
Eldridge and McGowan may have been waiting for him.
Our job is to round up these skunks. Pour lead into them, men.
Look, they're waving something out the window.
Where?
This side. That shirt's supposed to be white.
Yeah, they're giving up, boys. Close in. Rope and hog tie every one of the coyotes.
Shooting stopped. It's all over down at the bunkhouse. But we still have to get those 2 upstairs.
There's only one way get up to 2nd floor.
And they know we're down here.
And them watch every minute.
Yes.
Maybe better we wait till others come, huh?
If we don't capture them before that, they can pick off Scott's men from the upper windows. I'm going up the stairs.
And Tonto go too.
We should stay here, Kimosabe.
No, Tonto go too.
Then stay behind.
You go slow.
We'll be all right until we reach the landing. Now, straight across the opening of the staircase, Tonto. Keep down low and close to the other wall. Made it.
You see him?
I caught a glimpse of a hand a second ago. They'll have to show themselves if they want to shoot.
We wait here. Them have to wait, too. Not get chance to shoot men from town.
One of them can hold the staircase. The other one can shoot from the windows. I'm going up some more.
Plenty dangerous.
No bullet can hit us until we see a hand around that corner.
Look. You hit one of them.
Hit his gun. Listen.
Them run away.
Quick, Tonto.
What's the idea? You can't jump out the window?
There's a ledge outside. Jump from there to the top of the porch. Slide down the pillar.
My hand.
Forget your hand. I'll show you. They're coming.
Not yet.
See? Lots of room to stand here. Easy jump. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Now jump. Steady. Have a flush with this corner. Lower yourself over the ledge. Grab the pillar with your knees, like this. Come on. Come on. Horse out and back here.
It's hard to hold on with this hand.
Here, I'll give you a lift. Grab hold. Now, come on.
Sorry, gentlemen, you're covered.
The masked man.
Yes. Tonto and I decided the stairs would be faster. Get their guns, Kimosabe.
Tonto, do it.
Have you got a masked man?
Yes.
You'll go to jail for this.
The sheriff will have something to say about that.
I'm the sheriff.
You're a deputy. Sheriff Barton may be sick, but he still wears a star.
I got the star right here, and it's mine to wear. Barton is dead.
Shut up.
You forgot, McGowan. You weren't supposed to know he was dead until you rode back to town this morning.
Why couldn't you keep your mouth shut?
It was Larry did it. His knife.
What about his knife?
You've stuck your neck in a noose.
It was already there for the murder of Andy Scott.
That wasn't me. That was Eldridge.
You'll both hang for it.
You didn't know you were up against the Lone Ranger, did you?
The Lone Ranger.
I should have guessed. But he isn't a lawman. There isn't one of you got the right to arrest us.
We have some news for you, Eldridge. The sheriff isn't dead, and Scott is his new deputy. Show them your badge, Ed.
Yeah, all new and pretty. But now that you've proved yourself a crook and a killer, McGowan, you got no right to wear this one.
Hey,
Make him turn out his pockets.
I ain't got
You
nothing.
heard him?
Oh, all right.
The sheriff's star.
That's the last piece of evidence you'll need. Adios.
Adios, masked man.
Get up, Scout. Hail Silver! Away!
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.